Hello everybody, and welcome to Bugbear's Basement. I am Chester C. Busby III, and we are going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, we're not talking about the modern run, we're talking about the original 1990 run, and we're going to be specifically talking about issue number 2. But of course, we'll be getting to that a little bit later as we let some of you come in, and we know it's Christmas, so we appreciate everybody who's joining us, and we wish everybody a happy Christmas and a Merry Holidays. And of course, we have all our links down below for our FanSpeak page on Facebook. Please come and join that. We also have our contact information for me if you wish to be on this show, which we always want to have a guest on, and we're really interested in hearing your voices. But of course, also if you're interested in being part of the Drone Recorded Fan Edition, you can contact me here, and I can help you get you where you need to be. So yeah, guys, it's a Christmas morn for Denali anyway, or Christmas evening for Denali. So how you doing, Denali? How did your Christmas go?
It was good. We slept in. We slept in some more. We watched some Christmas movie, Die Hard, and that's about it.
Well, there you go then. And of course, Booster and I are in the future, and we had our Christmases yesterday. So how was your Christmas yesterday there, Booster?
I had a lovely day. I went to my mother's, I ate food, and I fell asleep.
Well, there you go. That sounds
Mm,
exciting.
mm.
I didn't do any of that. My wife was working. I had a pretty normal day, finishing up my responsibilities for this year. So my Christmas was a standard work day, really. But the kids are going off in university. So, and here in Japan, the holiday is really New Year's. That's the one that's a big deal here. So next week will be more festive for me, I do believe. I see I Jordan is here, the Robin Outlaw. And he says, "Merry Christmas, hail Robin." Now, excuse me, Jordan, have you trade? Are you a trader now? Have you switched sides? I thought you were a hail Raven person. So
I don't know. He's all over the place. He's a bloody turncoat.
I guess so, yeah, yeah. But he says, yes, we are all in the future, all of us three. Yes, we are, Jordan. And yeah, tell us in the chat, Jordan, how did your Christmas go? Did you do anything interesting, or did you just simply get fatter
I
like
I don't
everybody
care
else?
about Jordan's Christmas.
You don't? Oh, goodness gracious, he's your fellow countryman. There's only like 10 of you.
Let's not take it that far.
Okay. John Dillard, Game of the System, is here, and he says, Merry Christmas, jerks. Thanks, John. Love to
That was
hear it.
uncalled for.
Oh my. But anyway, you guys are in here. It's Christmas. We're not sure how many will get in attendance, but if you could help us out, hit that share button and let people know what's going on. And Jordan said that I got kicked for bug. I don't know what that means. What's this all about, Guardians? Well, we're going to get to that very shortly, but first we're going to cover some news, and I might as well jump right into that. And we can start off with some, I don't know, happy news, I guess. Let me come over here and share with the panel. So
Is it happy?
I don't know. I think it is, but I have a feeling Denali's going to be a bit of a curmudgeon about it. But let's see how it goes.
Bah humbug.
Bah humbug. Yes. But go ahead, Denali. Tell them what is this situation here with the Disneyland or Disney World, actually.
Well, it's really called Star Wars Galaxy Edge. It's not Disneyland or World, but it will be opening up in the two parks of Disneyland in California and Disney World here in Orlando, Florida. And they're giving a little exciting behind the sneak peek of this park that's supposed to be opening next year, which coincides with Star Wars Episode 9. And say, hey, yeah, which we know how much that movie is going to be great because it's supposed to be the last of the Skywalkers. And don't miss that cultural moment where, the end of the Skywalker happens. And they're showing, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm looking at this mock-up here because this is some digital mock-up. But I don't know. It looks kind of fun. What do you think, Booster?
It's a town.
It is.
Right.
It's Mos Eisley's, I'd say.
No, it's Batu.
Batu.
Yes. Batu.
Yeah. It's lovely, I guess.
I don't know. I haven't
Yes.
been to Disneyland since I was a kid, but Disney World actually.
Right.
But I
Right.
don't know. Hopefully it'll be fun. I don't know about the name Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I guess it's
Well,
okay.
it's supposed to be um calling for a major plot point.
It's edgy.
Spoiler. Not it's not edgy. It's supposed to be the planet where the final standoff between the First Order or whatever they're calling them. They'll be calling themselves and the Rebels because they will be called the Rebels in this new movie. Is Bot 2, where they're going to crash land the Millennium Falcon, the final resting place, and that's why the Millennium Falcon's in Bot 2. And this is the planet where they're going to reveal all the truth, and it's going to be like the whole Endor thing
I see.
all over again.
So basically, they're making sure they kill every last little thing, including the Millennium Falcon. I get it. John
Yep.
Dillard does say, "What's all this about the Guardians? Don't be talking about Guardians 2." Well, that was a little bit of clickbaity on me. I did put Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but of course I'm talking about
That
the
was
comic
number
book,
2.
not the movie. Jordan says, "Merry Christmas. My Christmas was all right. Ate too much and got a bit sick. It was fun hanging with the fam." Ah, cool, man. Night Pope is Bug. Okay, I don't know anything at all what you're talking
Just
about.
don't engage with him. Just
Okay.
leave him alone.
Okay. John Dillard says, in half a pint of rum into all this eggnog. Well, there you go. You're having a festive day for sure. Can't find It's a Wonderful Life anywhere for free. This town looks like trash. Well, John, you sound like you're in good spirits. Of course, you do have access to the link in Discord if you'd like to come over here and cause trouble with us directly. We'd love to have you.
Right.
But let's move on to
And
the next little thing here. Go ahead.
well, and here's one more positive. They'll give alcohol at the cantinas. So you can get drunk in this. Yeah, you can drink at this park.
Yeah,
There
well,
you go,
I know
John.
Epcot had some had alcohol in it, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Have a cantina. That's why I said Moss Isley. It kind of just came off at Moss Isley, but I see all the trees now. So, anyway, I thought we'd start off today, other than talking a little bit about that Disney. But I thought we'd start off today with a trailer. What do you guys say? You want to watch a trailer?
Let's do a trailer. Why not?
Let's do a trailer.
Yes.
Here we go.
God, I know it's been a rough few
It's not
thousand
yet, it's
years,
Harry
but you've
Potter.
still got a lot of fans down there.
Do you know how long it's been since someone sacrificed a ram to me?
I thought that grossed you out.
You know, it did, but at the same time, there was something nice about it.
Steve Buscemi is God.
So what's your job, Craig?
I'm surprised.
Seems like there's a lot of
Daniel
problems
Radcliffe
down
is
on
an
Earth.
angel, and he will be bumbling. I guarantee it.
The polar ice caps are melting at a historic rate. Scientists really cannot.
Natural disasters.
Mama.
Wall attacks.
Mama, with a beer.
Guys watching CNN.
I'm
No wonder
transferring
he's
you
drinking.
to the Department of Answered Prayers. I'm Eliza.
And the plucky girl,
Welcome to
they'll
Volunteer
bring
Press.
this
You have
guy
arrived
who's
just in
failing
time.
his job.
Oh yeah, no, she's going to save the day,
We have
and
to
she's
answer all those
appropriately
prayers.
diverse
generally
by
try
well
to
as
shoot
well.
4, 3,
I
4
think
a
she's
day.
probably from India.
Although, now that I've got you, a teammate, there's no telling what we can do. I'm thinking 5, 6, maybe as many as 6.
Wow,
Anyway, big day ahead of us. Here's to the team.
Yes.
Radcliffe
They
is so
answered-
boring, man. And it's that
Please,
damn
God, we need your help.
ukulele type
Earth is
music,
in
man.
big trouble. It is a mess.
We need a miracle.
You know this is
It's
because
a
it's
miracle.
funny.
The world is a
There's
mess.
something
It's
bigger to
dying.
discuss. My next thing.
Is it a new planet?
This here is a restaurant.
What?
God's an idiot. Yay. Let's mock everything all the time. There you go.
begins. Let's do this.
Sorry, did you just put those glasses on just so you could take them off?
Look how wonderfully diverse they are. Look at the
Who
beautiful
wants to help
array
me
of
save
rainbow
this planet?
colors. They are woke, baby. Woke.
I got a feeling a lot of things are going to change around here.
So I've decided to blow up Earth.
Okay, so God is done with us. Wonderful. Now, I have to say, first of all, how British of you, for one. And Jordan says it's a cucumber. I don't want to know that conversation. We'll stay away from it. Steve Buscemi is God. God is an idiot.
Hmm.
God is being mocked. Of course, got to mock those Christians. They have one of every color, as you should. You got to have that diversity. And we got bumbling Daniel Radcliffe here, which is that's all he can do is a bumbling fool. Which all right, that's his shtick, I guess. But it's just funny to me these because this is ultra progressive. I mean, come on, you can't get more progressive than this. And, well, I guess you could. I shouldn't say such things. Knock wood. But but
Yeah,
but but the
you keep
uh,
saying but.
I
I'm
know
waiting.
you threw me off. But the thing with it is that uh, they always want to make it out like the world is in such dire straits and is so awful. And yeah, of course we have problems, but if you take even a moment to look at the past, you would understand we live in the most prosperous, healthy, safe time in human history. The world is wonderful compared to what it has been. People don't die in their 20s. People don't get a cough and then die because they have no medicine. The world is so improved. It is so much better. But yet it's the end of everything because Orange Man. And look at even the color. It's orange. Hmm.
It's the
Honestly,
end of the world as we
I hope you
know
don't
it.
eject me from the stream, but I think it looks fun and harmless, really. I don't think it looks so bad.
Oh, it's probably fine. Yeah. No. I'm just pointing out the obvious is all. I mean, once
Yeah.
again
Well,
they have
I
to
mean,
mock
obviously
God,
you
right?
can, yeah, you can mock God and Christianity all you like. We all know this. Like, we know the progressive rules. You can mock this religion, but not this one, right? Because this religion is, I don't know, too prevalent in American society, so therefore you're allowed to mock it. It it's crappy double standard rules, but it's the rules that the progressives abide by. And I just feel it is what it is in that regard. And
Yeah.
having a diverse cast, again, I think it's harmless. At the end
Uh,
of the day, it's pretty obvious when you have like this Burger King's club of diverse kids as your cast, right?
yeah. Well, that's
Uh,
the BBC, dude. That's Britain right now. I used to
you have
watch
that
a
nice
lot
bubbly
of stuff.
bloody, you have that nice bubbly bloody indie music. But at the end of the day, I probably like the look of this because I I like Wes Anderson movies.
Well, yeah, no, they definitely love to copy the Wes Anderson, don't they? But see,
Oh yeah,
Wes
yeah.
Anderson tends to have a more poignant point somewhere deep down below it, right? These will have no
Mm-hmm.
point at all, other than, that'll be about the extent of their wisdom. But I used to watch a lot of British BBC, Sky, whatever. I don't watch anything from Britain anymore. It's so
I
toxic,
think
dude.
I think the Grand Budapest Hotel is one of the funniest movies ever made. I think that movie is
Oh,
so
I
damn
love
funny.
that movie. So do I. But
Yeah,
they are not Wes Anderson. Understand that,
yeah, of course.
Denali.
John Dillon
Sorry.
wants me kicked in the back of the head. Oh no.
Sorry, I'm just setting up because I got the second issue. But yeah, no, I actually bought that movie, The Grand Budapest Hotel,
It's a good
because
movie.
it's one of the Wes Anderson, like the Royal Tenenbaums. I enjoy that movie as well.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I
So
mean, yeah, but this is not that. I mean, don't confuse it. John Diller says this is extraordinarily blasphemous. This chocolate baby will save the world from Christianity. Maybe if we play our cards right, we can throw people off of buildings over here too. Hmm.
Oh
That's a
my
Muslim
gosh.
jab. It is not harmless.
Hmm.
No, no, it's complete absolute propaganda. But then again, what is coming out of Hollywood, particularly British type of movies, that isn't propaganda these days. It's all propaganda. It just is what it is. But yeah, because I am not a what you would call an active Christian. I mean, I grew up Protestant, and I certainly have my opinions about intelligent design and such. But I'm not a person who goes to church every day or every week. But you know what? I don't disrespect the people who do. Christians have a right to believe exactly what they want to believe, and they should be free to do so. And this abuse that is going on of Christians over the past so so many years is really quite ridiculous, especially when they'll turn around and defend almost seemingly to the death a Muslim, and they're the ones that are actually causing a lot of the trouble. Now, it's not all of them, but 27% of the Muslim population agree with terrorism activities. They think it's the right thing to
Mm-hmm.
do. And our news only talks about these things when they hit us. If you go on the internet, type in terrorist attacks for any month you would like, any month, just type it in, and they go check the readout, and you'll see there are thousands of them every month. There are a lot of dead people from Islam every month
I,
that
I,
the
ca-
news never talks about, right?
I can't believe this kooky little trailer of a crappy movie got us talking about terrorism.
Feliz Navidad, baby. Feliz Navidad.
But I'll take you a step further, right? I'm a flat out nihilist, but I agree with everything you just said. I don't want to disrespect other people's beliefs just because
Yeah.
I don't believe in nothing.
And I don't want to
I don't want to
disrespect the
tell people
Muslims
that
either.
I don't want to tell people that their beliefs are stupid or wrong or what have you. I just think it in private.
No,
That was a
sure.
joke.
That was a joke. I get it. And I Jordan wants to say that, can we see Ezra Miller soon, Chester? Well, actually, you need to talk to Denali because he's the Ezra Miller whisperer, not
Oh,
I.
he has all of the folders. He has his cabinet of Ezra Miller images. He can pick through them for you.
Yes, he could. He could. Draken has joined us. Hello, Draken. He says he just got back from his uncle's. I hope you had a good Christmas dinner and good time with your friends and your family, of course. Let's move on from this. I just thought it was worth a good laugh because, I mean, come on, guys. This is so. It's oh god, whatever. Next, talk about that. Oh, this one is a wonderful story. Denali, go ahead and introduce this to him.
Marvel solo adaptations fill Star Wars film with the biggest plot holes. So they're using a comic book to fill all the all the things they dropped the ball on the film.
Which none of us watched, so whatever. But of course, it's funny they had to make sure they got his picture in because they don't talk about him again. This is all about her. This whole article is about this lady's and her activities, and it's just I could care less. So why should I care about this at all, Janelli?
I have no clue.
Well, there you go.
I just know she. Yeah.
Next.
It was under one season's greeting from Chris Ryall, telling his vision of 2019 for IDW Publishing and what he's going to do.
Now this is a little more interesting, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you do me a favor, Chester? Just look. You see that little magnifying glass next to that guy's portrait picture? Could you just hit that for me for real quick?
Oh, sure, no problem. Wow. Wow.
Okay, I'm good.
I mean, why do they all have to look like this? What is it with the dumb vacant stare and the open mouth? When I was younger, we call you a mouth breather, right?
Oh, it's gender bent squirrel girl. I know I've done this. I know I've done all of this before. The Lena Dunham comments, the squirrel girl comments, but it never gets old for me. It's hilarious. Look at his face.
It does look like Lena Dunham. You're right. And I don't know why there's so many of these progressives. They always have their mouth open, though. I don't get it. I mean, when I was young, this is a no. Don't do that, right? Keep your mouth shut because you look like an idiot when you do this. But it seems to be their badge of honor these days. Merry Christmas, folks. Hey, Nick W. But beyond the laughing at that, there actually is some information in here that's interesting. Denali, go ahead and tell the folks about that, please. They're talking about Marvel here.
Are they talking about Marvel?
Well, they are, yeah.
They're talking about
future,
the
which is including Marvel, yeah.
Right, because as everybody knows, Marvel has licensed some of their property over to IDW to be more kid friendly, kind of like Spider-Man, which was one of the titles that they licensed to IDW, and because of the success of Spider-Verse, you're going to get some more of that. But they're also going to be bringing back Transformers, the more progressive kind. And from Stephen King's son, um, shoot, his name is escaping me. I know it's Hill something. um, you're going to be bringing Lock and Key back into it, and don't forget the whole great zombie versus robots. So you're going to see a lot of new initiative and new creative properties revamp, revitalize, all new, all great.
Well, I like Lock and
Because
Key. I enjoyed that.
yeah, right.
Well, I
Well,
did. That
I don't
was
know.
good.
Did you? Did it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did.
I'll trust your word. But you're also said godless mode was good. So maybe I shouldn't trust your words.
Oh, goodness. I'm never going to be able to live that
Movie,
down, Booster. Oh, well. But
yeah.
basically, they're saying they have some really cool stuff coming next year. 2019 is going to be awesome. IDW Publishing. That's what this article is saying. And hey, maybe it
I
will be.
like the idea of someone create a Spider-Man comic for kids, because every time you see kids with shirts or backpacks, it's almost always Spider-Man, dude.
Yep.
Kids love Spider-Man.
They do.
And I'm really glad that we finally got a animated movie of a Spider-Man. That looks like great fun. It looks like it would be great for kids, and kids deserve good comics. Really,
they do.
They do.
They do. They
And
deserve a comic that's not preaching to them. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I don't expect anything good from IDW because it's IDW.
Oh my goodness, they're still going on about the Ezra Miller thing. And John Dillard has the most interesting comment. He says, Ezra Miller and Lando Calrissian are more than willing to fill all these holes. Thank you very much, John. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Me Grimlock King is here, and he says it's because he is an idiot. Well, we kind of assumed that, but he's in charge of stuff. It's not maybe good.
Yep.
John says, this Mora refuses to take a photo like a respectable adult. He has successfully subverted God's expectation. John is on fire today. He's all spiced up, man.
That's brilliant.
Spicy John.
Spicy John. Draken says, I'm going to get a laptop external drive case so I can use my 1 terabyte laptop drive on my PC and then put away the rest to maybe have it for paying for art. It's not enough to do that, but it's something. I don't understand what that is, but okay, Draken. Very good. We have Merry Christmas from PS Melter. Dave is here. Hello, Dave. Goddess mode, brilliant. Well, I didn't say brilliant. I did not say brilliant. I said the art was really good, and I said it is competently written. That's what I said.
He said my I didn't call it godless. I said godless mode.
Yes, I get it.
As a title.
Well, it really bums me out how good of an artist Rodriguez is, because I can't enjoy his art because I refuse to buy anything with his name on it.
Oh no, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
But you have to give credit where credit is due. I'm not like them. I'm not going to lie because the end justifies the means. I am not that. I will always be honest. It's just I don't care.
Yeah,
so
it's all right.
Yeah.
But
now this one.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yep, but we're still gonna review for it.
Yeah, go ahead and review for it. Because I also gave a good review for Kelly Sue DeConnick's book as well. So
you bastard.
Jump on it. Hey, dude, that art was gorgeous and it was well written. It was not passable.
How dare you.
It was well written. Hey, that lady is an absolute toxic banshee, dude, but she has skill. She has skill.
Right. So I always go with the 3 issues rule. We'll see if by the 3rd issue she can still keep it up.
Oh, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure she's going to screw the pooch on it. I'm sure, but I
think anyone has trouble keeping it up after the 3rd issue.
Nick W says, I'm counting down the days to Goddess Mode 2. No, I will not be reading that one or reviewing that one. But I will continue on the Aquaman with Kelly Sue DeConnick because I want to see where she goes with it. Can she do something brilliant with it? Because the lady has the skill to do something brilliant. Can she just get her out of her own way to do so? Right? That's the question. And of course, Denelli, I'm sure, is right. She will absolutely bring the hardcore progressive at us very shortly. But hey, what about this one, Denali? What's going on here? This sounds just wonderful.
Yeah, this is
Right.
a fun story you found for us, Denali.
Yep.
Merry
So
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Ex-Disney actor charged with 6 counts in underage sex case by the Hollywood.
6 counts. Wow.
Yeah, which is solicitation of a 13-year-old, exploitation, showing nude pictures and seeking nude pictures. So enticing the minor, exploitation. Let me see what else was it saying. Yeah, so he's no longer with Disney, and that show
Obviously.
he
It's
was he was
Disney. This was bound to happen.
yeah. So how
This was a
embarrassing for Disney.
Well, this was a police sting as well.
Hmm.
They were using the Grinder app, which I'm not really sure what is Grinder.
Oh, Chester,
clue.
don't pretend you don't know. You boys are gonna make me explain it, aren't you?
Dude, I don't know what Grinder
You
is,
seem
man.
like
I live in
yeah.
Japan, dude. Why would I know what Grinder is?
Well,
It seems like you're more up and up on this. So tell us, Mister.
okay. So Grinder just happens to be something of a Tinder app, but for gay men, complete with GPS.
Oh,
So
okay.
if
Yeah,
you're on,
Tinder is that sex app, right? I've heard of that.
yeah, it's a quote unquote dating application, but it's for cheap hookups, honestly. But
Yeah, yeah.
Grinder, however, is for gay people, but like I said, it's got a GPS on it.
Wha-
You can go to the map and see other Grinder users, so you can pinpoint exactly where you want to get your thing sucked.
Okay, now let me get this right. You're telling me that these people are so tasteless that they actually created a gay hookup, a gay sex hookup app, and they called it Grinder?
Yes.
Jesus. See, it's this kind of perversion, right? It's this freaking perversion. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And how many times are we going to have to sit here and look at some weird pedophilia or pederast activity coming out of Hollywood and someone not say something about it and make a big deal? I mean, we keep seeing this over and over and over. And what is it up with the little boys? Leave the little boys alone, you damn asshole. God. Yes, dang, I know. What the hell? That is
Oh,
so perverse,
I
man.
think some issues are very ding-worthy.
Goodness gracious.
Hmm.
I was hoping to have a nice, happy, peaceful Christmas. Skeletons in the closet, yes. B.S. Melter says Stony Westmoreland is the weirdest pedo name that works. He gets stoned and wants more men.
I think we've been too nice to the pedos for the last couple of decades. I think we need to go back to public executions for just a little while until they sort their crap out again.
Yeah, there's a real problem in Hollywood with this, though. It's serious. This needs
Oh
to get sorted out, but there's too much money involved, right? But I don't even
All
know who
right.
this guy is. Who is this guy? I have no clue who this guy is. Stony Westmoreland? Who the hell is he?
No idea. All
I
I'll know
know.
from now on, he is a pedo.
Yep.
That's all I need to know.
I know he was like a guest starting in Breaking Bad.
Oh, another
A couple
lovely show.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and now he was playing a grandfather for Ally Mack, which was a Disney show he was on. No longer.
I just don't. Why is it always little boys? They're always after the little boys. What's up with that, man?
Because little boys don't report than little girls. You know, the whole is even more shameful for little boys to tell that another guy touched them.
Oh God. And this. Whatever. Moving on.
Yeah.
God.
You know, double standard.
Okay. Now here we have 2 articles dealing with Aquaman. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead and this kind of once again, Variety is, overemphasizing stuff as they always do.
Yeah.
So, Denali, go ahead and introduce it, man.
From Variety, what Aquaman means for the future of DC Cinematic Universe. This piece by Rebecca Rubik is just a backhand compliment for Aquaman. You know, it's saying, "Oh, it's made a lot of money, but not a lot of money because it isn't Star Wars brand, and it isn't as great as Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman made 90 million, or Batman versus Superman, which made 100 million the first couple days,
Hmm.
but for the season, it's very good, and blah blah blah. Instead of saying it's a good film, it was fun. You know,
I
Well,
can't believe how well Aquaman did. Like
but
it came out on the same time as Bumblebee and Spider Man, yeah, and it destroyed those movies, didn't it? It's crazy.
Well, Bumblebee got incredibly bad reviews. The Spider Verse hasn't, but it's an animation, and I was kind of joking with Brad the other day. But a lot people don't really go to the cinema to watch an animation unless they're just taking their kids to show them a movie, right? And
right,
this, Spider-Man is kind of between that, right? Um, but Aquaman seems to be overall. I mean, there's a lot of back and forth, but it seems to be fun movie at least, right? But 72
right.
million dollars is actually not a lot of money for this type of movie. That's actually quite low.
It's almost like having a really sexy male lead did something for them. Wow.
Yeah, but I just said it was low. I was not complimenting it. But who
Right, and
knows?
it
I
doesn't
think
have. Yeah,
this probably has legs though.
Hmm.
yeah. It just was a backhanded compliment,
Oh yeah.
saying it's doing well than expected.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hope they have plenty of success. I hope they make money and don't lose it because as it is right now, they're losing money. Because you're seeing it has a $200 million budget. Add another 50 to 100 million on that for all the advertising. They got a long
Yeah.
way to go to make that money back.
Well, they made 200 already with the Chinese box office, so
Well,
I'm
there you
pretty
go.
sure they'll make. So I'm pretty sure if they make another 50 million,
Hmm.
which I think is doable because of the positive word of mouth that's going on, I see them recouping their money for this movie.
Yeah, but keep in mind though that when the reason why you see all these critics and all these websites focus on the American box office instead of anywhere else is there's an actual good reason for it, guys. Those that great sales they did in China, they're not going to see very much of that in their pocket because the deals outside of America, as far as what percentage the distributors keep and all those kind of things, are very different. So actually, Warner Brothers will not see much of that $200 million. They'll see some, but it's nowhere near what they're going to make on this 72 million that they made in the first weekend here in America. That's why everyone focuses on domestic and rather international because the actual money in pocket is not what you think it would be. So but I hope the movie makes lots of money. I hope it has legs, and I hope they have a success. Because, damn, if Warner Brothers doesn't need it, because the only thing they've had that made some real success was the Wonder Woman, and that was really a mediocre movie. Really, it was just so much better than all the other stuff they were putting out that people kind of overemphasized it. To be honest, well, they did. I hope
It's
this
pretty.
movie makes a
It's
ton of money.
pretty sad when DC makes a mediocre movie, but it's great in comparison. No, that's totally true.
It is true. It is. Yeah. I mean,
I
but
liked Wonder Woman a lot, but because it was nothing new. Because DC kept trying to be all subversive and different, and it's like we don't want this from these characters.
yeah, no, I didn't mind sitting through Wonder Woman, but I wouldn't watch it again. Definitely not. I mean, why? But it's fine, and some people really enjoyed it, so I'm very happy for them. And once again, I hope this movie does awesome. See, John Diller Game Assistant says that I sat at the drive-in entrance and looked at Screen One playing Spider-Man, Screen Two playing Aquaman, and Screen Three playing Bumblebee. I let my wife pick. We saw Aquaman. Thanks, John. That
Hmm.
was really exciting.
I wonder why his wife picked that one.
And
Well,
Dave
he's a
says,
sexy beast. Yeah.
I often notice that these articles don't differentiate between net and gross profit. Yeah, because net profit um, doesn't mean a lot when they talk about gross profit. It's like, oh, they're making a lot of money. But if they really say, here's the net profit, which is $5 million, and they're like, man, this movie did pretty bad.
Oh yeah, they always do
So
that.
that
Yeah, these news reporters are not news reporters. This is just lies and propaganda all the time. But and yes, I understand because on Christmas I had to learn what frickin' grinder is. Thanks a lot, Booster. God.
What? You asked me, and I have no experience with it. I swear.
But here we
Oh my
continue with
God.
Aquaman conversation from CBR. Denelli?
Aquaman, it's the first superhero film that embraces his.
Biracial potential.
Okay, now I'm not even going to bother reading this article. I mean, I did read it, but I'm not going to talk about it because right there, I'm stopping right there, Denelli, right here. Embraces its biracial potential. I'm sure they're talking about the fact that
What does that
Aquaman has
even
an
mean?
Atlantean mother and a human, obviously Polynesian father. But
Let me
here's
see.
the thing.
Blade.
Maori.
Well, it's not
See,
even
there's
that, dude.
Blade.
It's not even that. Everybody is biracial or triracial or multiracial. Every
Well,
human on this
very
planet,
racial.
you go
Yeah.
find an actual pure-blooded human. Go for it. Have at it. See if you can do it. Good luck to you.
Mm-hmm.
We're all multiracial. All of us. I mean,
Yeah.
I am a mix of an Irish Celt and a Norwegian Scot, for goodness sake.
Oh, it doesn't count because those are both white, don't you know, Chester?
Oh, screw off. It's nonsense, right? Like
It is.
Denali, your family. Can I say where your family's from originally?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Denali's from Venezuela, right? His family,
Mhm.
and therefore he's a mix of the Spanish conquistadors and the Spanish, migration that came over, and the natives, right? He's got those bloods in him
Mhm.
for sure. And of course, then you go back to his Spanish roots. There's a ton of stuff mixed in there, etc., etc. Everybody is and I wouldn't even say biracial. We're multiracial. This is what humans are. And I can't. I think you would have a hard time how long you would have to go back to find that that isn't true. It's just such a stupid statement. It's so dumb. Sam
It's
Stone,
just.
you're dumb.
It is crazy. It's like as long as they're not white, they're ethnic is essentially what these people believe ethnic means. Like, what am I? I'm born in England. I have Swedish roots. Yeah, and I live in New Zealand. What am I? Am I just pure white? Is that what I
No,
am?
you're a mix of all kind
Yep.
of things, especially because your family has migrated over to New Zealand. I'm sure you have a lot of mixes in you, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked that I don't have Native American in me because most all white Americans have a little bit of Native in them. I don't have any, and it's weird. I mean, it's actually I can't explain why because my mother's family they're actual Mayflower. I mean, real Mayflower. They've been there in America nearly 400 years, and yet I have
Yep.
no Indian in me at all. And my dad's family came over not too long after, and so I don't know what that is, but I'm certainly mixed as far as my Gaelic Celt and my Nordic Celt.
Yeah.
You know,
But they're just somewhere along the lines, these weirdo progressives just decided, hey, look at these English people, New Zealanders, Australians, Scottish, Irish, Swedish, Wits, all sorts of Scandinavians, and German, what have you, right? Hey, let's put them all under the umbrella of white.
Okay, whatever. But it's still
It's
stupid.
silly. It's just silliness.
See, John Dillon says Chester is one of the whitest, one of the whites that claims Cherokee. Ha 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 ha! I don't claim no Cherokee.
Should we start calling you Pocahontas? Eh?
They call me Pocahontas, yeah. But no, I don't have any Indian in me, and it's bizarre because I should have a little, but because my well, no, my family
Would you
does.
like some?
Well, I'm just saying, that would be the norm because my family has done genetic testing with a genealogy, and of course, we can get in the argument of the accuracy and validity of those genetic tests, but there's no native in my family at all, and it's weird. But anyway, it doesn't matter much. But the point
Yeah.
I'm making, even me, who is fairly, I don't know what, pure-blooded, am not. I am a mutt, just like everybody else is kind of the point. And it's just, what a stupid thing here. Who cares about this, you idiots? Why is this a point that oh, whatever. Next. Denali.
Next.
Hey, now we're speaking my language.
From Entertainment Weekly, Keanu Reeves is on the run on John Wick Chapter 3 first look photos.
Give me some of that.
Oh, I love the John Wick movies. My family just loved it too.
Some of my absolute favorite movies.
Oh, they're really good fun.
Especially to have come out recently. Out of all the movies in the past, well, in any of the 2010s, I guess John Wick is just right up there for me.
Oh, look, they have a relic in this movie. Haley Berry's in it.
Oh my gosh.
And she's playing Sophia, and she has two
Ooh.
Belgian Malinois dogs. Those are like those specially trained super guard dog types. Ooh, look at that. Look
There
at
you
the
go.
relic that is Haley Berry. God, she's looking tired. Um,
Poor girl.
Poor girl. But it might be
And
good.
Keanu Reeves, like a vampire, still looking like he's in his young.
Yeah,
Well, because he
he's
has
still
a
looking
good
like he's
heart.
in his early 30s.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Isn't Keanu Reeves just bloody wonderful?
He
Every
is.
time you hear something about him, it's never a controversy. It's just like you hear something in the news, it'll be like several women accuse Keanu Reeves of taking them out on a good night. You know, you can't hear anything bad about this guy. He's incredible.
Because he has a good heart, and he's
Yeah,
a generally good person. And he's one of those few people that recognize he's not the smartest person in the world, and he takes that into account with his actions. And that is wonderful. That actually shows wisdom, But yeah, Keanu's awesome.
You see some of the things he does as well. For example, in The Matrix, he opted to cut his own salary to give it to the CG team because he realized that their job was more important than his. He has sat with homeless people and just talked with them. He still lives in an apartment building and not some mansion. He takes public transport.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy. Yeah.
This guy he's just one of the best actors today.
Well, he's not let's not get too crazy now. He's a good human.
I love him.
So do I, do, but let's not get too crazy.
I think he means not acting wise, but personality.
A human, yeah.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I'm not saying he's like one of the best actors out there.
No, but I tell you what,
he's extremely typecast.
They found the perfect vehicle for him, though. John Wick is perfect for him, dude. It is awesome.
Absolutely.
Kenneth Brown is in here, and he says, "Howdy, all. I heard something about Booster and Grinder. I like where Christmas tree was going. Merry Christmas, everybody."
Oh, damn it! That's not getting let down.
John Dillon
Everybody's
says,
talking about Booster and Grinder.
Yeah, sure. John Dillon says, "John Wick is the inferior John." Okay, John.
I'm sorry, John Dillon. You don't hold a bloody candle to John Wick, and I love you, John Dillon. No homo.
Coming soon.
No homo, yes.
John Wick versus John Diller. Part chapter
draw
5.
off.
The Pro Slayer.
The Pro Slayer.
John Wick would just flip the bloody table and shoot him.
That's true. P.S. Melter says Keanu is part Asian, and we know Asians age slowly. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I mean, I'm a 48-year-old, and my wife is around my age. I don't want to, because she might listen to this, and I might get slapped in the head. She is. She doesn't look it. Yeah, Asians, they age very, very slowly. But when they hit that wall, boo-wee, do they hit that wall? Keanu Reeves is a good lad. Yes, he is. Nick says Keanu Reeves on another bogus journey. Yeah. Well, I don't know. The first two were wonderful fun, so I'm assuming this will be too. And I like Haley. She's fine.
Haley Berry looks like death. Is this a Bill and Ted remake?
It could be. She does look really bad.
I remember thinking, John Wick 2 is going to be awful. It's just going to have sequelitis. But I thought John Wick 2 was even better. So I hope John Wick 3 just keeps up this momentum and these movies just keep delivering.
Well, what I'm waiting for is to see how the TV series is going to go, The Continental.
The Continental. I wonder how that's going to be. I kind of think that some of the fun that John Wick is in the mystery. So I'm concerned that The Continental will ruin all that. Because I think John Wick has a lot of subtle storytelling when it comes to all their coins and hotel business and rules and such.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I hope the Continental doesn't ruin that illusion of mystery. Yeah.
Well, yeah, true. We'll see how that goes. I'm actually looking forward to it because I love the cosmology they've created here, and. One of the things about with the John Wick is these people who are making it are well aware of what they're making. They don't have delusion, right? They know this is a shticky action flick that shouldn't be taken too seriously, and they understand that, and that's wonderful. And I think that's part of their success. And of course, the action scenes are just killer. And good on Keanu for working so hard to keep himself in shape to be able to do that too. But P.S. Meltzer says, I'm celebrating Xmas the right way. Watching Dude, Where's My
Oh
Car,
no.
Andy Dick, and Data Scene. Don't make me hose you. Don't hose me. Maybe later. Oh my.
Oh, that movie's terrible.
It is really
And
bad.
then
Yeah. Dude, where's my car? I don't know, dude. Yeah, that was
It's so bad. It's like
so
a
bad.
it's like a sitcom in movie form. It's awful.
Yeah.
dude, you have a tattoo. Dude, you have a tattoo. What does it say? Sweet.
Oh
What does mine
no.
say? Dude. What does mine say? Sweet. What does mine say? Dude.
Stop him.
What does mine say?
Stop him.
Sweet.
Next. This right here is just more of the same nonsense. And it just continues and continues and continues because only females can be leaders and superheroes. It seems to be the route that DC wants to go. Go ahead, Denelli.
Justice League has just reconned a Titan's backstory in a big way. And they're talking about Miss Martian, where they said that she was supposed to be Martian Manhunter's niece. No, she's actually from the evil Martian race that is white and albino, and she's actually, the sole survivor for that. What evil will she bring?
Mm-hmm. And they
this white Martian.
Oh.
And they already did that in the animated series already.
So. Yeah, Young Justice. Yeah. They might be just taking it from that.
Probably are. But this also talks about how Dina Troy is taken over and how Hawk Girl is the most important thing and it's wonderful and yada yada yada. Oh, whatever.
I do worry about the direction Scott Snyder's going. He's just been going down and down in quality for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of my favorites.
Well, they're all.
Which I'm sure I'll get crap for.
They're all on board the woke train, dude. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Choo choo. Woke train.
Choo.
Yeah,
down to Brooksville.
They did do that in Supergirl CW, and that's really too bad. The Supergirl TV show could have been really cool, actually.
Could have been.
Nope. Why do they keep doing that? What's wrong with that? Oh, now look at that. Let's take a second here. Back up for a second. Nick W. just put up a comment,
I saw
and he
that
said,
comment.
"White Martian still exists in limbo." Okay, that's fine.
It got held for review, didn't it?
It got held for review. Why? Because the word white is in it.
Who white?
Everybody type in white something in the chat, please. Go ahead and just type white something. Go ahead.
Was it?
No, I want to check this out. Type in white whatever. Just put the word white in there. Please do so.
Walter White. Walter White.
And I just want to see, because we've seen a lot of this kind of nonsense coming out of YouTube, right? And it's we see it other places. Like I was watching Angry Joe, and he was playing the Battlefield, and he tried to put in white something, and it blocked it. They wouldn't let him put white. He could put black. He could put brown. See, Whitehead. There it is. Look at that.
Whitehead from John Dillard.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Don't click them so quick. Let's. White bread. Okay. No, that's fine. White bread seems to be because that's
white bread is okay.
White seed is white whatever. White Christmas.
White privilege is okay. Can someone say what?
White cracker, ass cracker. I do believe ass is what is keeping you out of that one there. White nationalism.
White nationalism is okay.
Let's keep it PG.
Let's keep it PG.
Can someone say white is right?
But it's weird. Why is it holding some and not others? Because obviously it's the white that is holding it. God, these people suck, man.
This is so inconsistent with these who white comments.
It is, dude.
It has to be. It has to be with a person like white Martians.
White Martians, no
white
good.
People.
Was no bueno.
White babes
white
on
people.
a fence seems to be fine. I don't know. We keep seeing this nonsense. Anyway, gentlemen, we are about to dive in to Guardians of the Galaxy. I have to focus and I have to channel my Uatu. Okay. So
I'll give me 1 second to share the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have it up. Do you have another one that's better?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, okay. Let me come over there and do that then. Put up
Hmm.
stop sharing. And we'll put up Denali, and we'll switch over to this view here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to read Guardians of the Galaxy here, and we're going to read through some of it. There's a lot of flowery language going on in here. So I'm going to read the narration, which is basically Uatu is speaking to us. And then we have some of the team here, the Guardians, are going to be going on. So we'll have Booster and Denali just kind of
Mhm.
bounce off each other on the page as they see. A lot of this is Uatu speaking, but the language is so flowery. I think I'm just going to read it. Um,
All
but
right.
I have to say, we're not seeing anything from you, by the way, Denali.
No.
No.
All right. Let me just try to share again.
Okay.
So just bear with me.
Oh, no problem. We do have 18 in here. Thank you very much for joining us. If you guys could help us out and hit that share button and let everybody know what's going on, so maybe we can get a few more in here. We'd appreciate that. We do, of course, are very happy to have you all here with us on Christmas and enjoying this little bit of a laugh we're having. Although there's been some subjects that weren't very Christmassy, huh, Booster?
Not very fun. And you
Nope.
made me explain to everyone what grinder is. I
did.
swear you guys were pretending to not know what it was just to embarrass me. That's okay. I don't mind.
Actually, I
No, we
wasn't.
didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know. We don't follow the social media landscape.
Well, I mean,
do
I have heard of Tinder before though. So I
Well,
do know I do know the
congratulations.
concept.
Okay. So do you see it?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taserface, surrender or the girl dies.
Oh no!
Taserface.
Help me, Booster! You're so handsome and sexy. I
Oh,
want you in
my.
my strong arms.
All right, let's go ahead and jump over to page 1 here.
Okay.
All right, now let's go up to the top. Now this we can't see the whole thing. It's cut off a little bit, and that's because of the way I have it set up. Let me see if I can bring that down safely. Yes, I can. Okay, there we go. We're not going to be able to see ourselves as well. Maybe I can adjust that a little bit. Hold on a second. Let me try to make this a little bit better. A little bit more. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, that's safe. I think I'm not seeing any problem with that. All right, good. So we have. No goodness. No, it isn't. All right, there we go. We'll do it like that. Charlie 27, Martin X, Nikki, Vance Astro, Yandu, Alita, Starhawk, Seven Extraordinary, Super Beings, all survivors of interstellar war. Now they roam the cosmos on a 31st century in the 31st century aboard the starship Captain America. Their mission to safeguard the Milky Way. Stan Lee presents Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I was talking the other day how I was like, I know there was some kind of Captain America thing, and this is what it was. The ship is called Captain America. That's
They
what.
called the ship Captain America? That's
Yeah.
crap. That's silly.
Well, it is a weird little book. It is odd, right? But we have here. You guys can go ahead and read this front page stuff.
All right. Who's going to get us started?
You go ahead, Booster.
All right.
Wait a minute! There's been some sort of mistake!
He's a scientist.
Yes, the alien, and it was made by you.
Well, since you said that, I'm going to change up the voice, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
There could be no misunderstanding in the tone of the voice that the alien uses. And though the Guardians are fatigued from their most recent battle, each one tenses, prepared to defend themselves from the threat which now stands before them. Dun, dun, dun.
Yandu.
Now this is a full page, so let's go to the other side of the page. This coming up right here. Now we definitely have some stuff to read, but can you come down to the bottom of the page, please, and let us see who are the people involved? Now this is interesting. Go ahead and read those out, Janelli.
The unforgettable, inked in the heroic manner by Steve Montano. gloriously colored in the grand manner by Evelyn Stein, the exacting letter in the eloquent manner by Ken Lopez.
And they're going to show the ones on the other page. Can you jump over the other
Yep.
page real quick so we can see those?
Yep. The incredibly edited in the Marvel manner by Craig Anderson, the indescribable chief edited in the traditional manner by Tom DeFalco, written in pencil with absolutely no manners by Jim Valentino.
Now, Jim Valentino is writing and penciling this. And I have to say, I don't know Jim Valentino offhand. Do you guys?
Nope.
No. This dude's a pretty good
Yeah,
writer,
but
though.
yeah, I do, but I just can't recall the names of his other project. But he's done other works like X-Men and some other prominent titles. I think Captain America as well. I just can't remember which run he was on to let you guys know.
I like his
But
writing, though.
But I'll remember in a little bit.
Okay.
But Tom DeFalco, chief editor.
He's the boss editor, yeah. Okay, go back over the other page and I'll read through it here and get us flowing. All right. Come up some more. There you go. The scene is a remote, technologically unsophisticated planet in the Bledsoe system called Korg. The Guardians had come seeking clues to the whereabouts of the long-lost shield of the legendary Captain America.
Dude.
The guy or the ship?
The shield. What they found
Yeah, but
instead was the
ships have
cyborg
shields.
emissary of a race of interplanetary conquerors. They call themselves the Stark. They have you keep moving. They have claimed this world as their own, and they intend to protect that claim. That's all the recap you're going to get from our fabulous first issue friends, because right now it's time to rock and roll. Yeah, 80s. There you go.
Oh, that is so
Taser face.
That's funny. All right. His name is Charlie 27, fifth generation multi-man and the sole survivor of Earth's Jupiter colony.
Buddy, you just bought yourself a whole world of trouble.
I'm a Stark, ugly one. It'll take more than bravado to best me.
Genetically engineered to have 11 times the cellular density of a normal human, he has the strength, stamina, and resilience to prove it. Above him flies Starhawk, mysterious mutant from the warrior world Arcturus. Arcturus means the protector of the bear, by the way. Come down. A blur of motion, he looses concussive blast, a pure light in his wake.
Oh my god, this narration.
Yes, the self-proclaimed one who knows makes no boast, issues no battle cry. He perceives no need for it. Martinex, last survivor of Earth's colony on Pluto. He is the reluctant team leader.
Oh, this is our scientist, I believe?
Yes, yes.
Okay, he's a scientist. Charlie, map out the battle plan. I want to end this quickly.
A scientist by training, he is not the group's most skillful warrior.
What?
It's all right, my friend. He will cause you no harm.
Thanks, Starhawk.
He has yet to master the art of watching one's back.
Bam.
Oh god, we look like the plague.
As the battle escalates, the native Kurga, a gentle race of humanoid canines, watch in growing horror. Their world has been visited too often of late by aliens bent on violence. Violence from which they have no defense. They seek the protection of their round stucco huts. But fear it will not be enough. It is a fear well founded.
Liar, bring the disgraced one to me.
Yes, Your Excellency.
No Stark will fall into enemy hands under my command.
She stands back, away from the battle. Her word is law, and she is used to being obeyed implicitly. The flyer zooms in to collect his fallen comrade, but Taserface is being guarded by Major Vance Astro.
Pal, you ain't getting him.
The 1,000-year-old master of psychokinesis is unique in the universe. His life is preserved by the metallic suit which sheaths the entirety of his body. A suit now slashed open by the razor-armed Stark coming up behind him.
Vance, look out!
For the first time in a millennium, Vance Astro's skin is exposed to the open air. Its only protection gone, his skin begins to fester, bursting into a smoldering ooze as it rapidly oxidizes due to its true age.
Marty, get over here! Vance's suit is being cut!
The pain is excruciating, and the 1,000-year-old man can only scream and ultimately collapse in his agony.
Marty, we need you now!
With one mighty blow, the Jovian decks his companion's tormentor, albeit too late.
I hear you, Charlie. Go! I'm a little indisposed at the moment.
I'll take care of these creeps, Marty. Go help Vance.
Hang on, Vance!
She is
Choo-choo.
Nikki, flame-tressed acrobat, sure shot, and last living member of Earth's Mercury colony. Yes, I know. Choo-choo. Yeah.
Choo choo.
She has just now bought her silicon skinned teammate a brief respite.
Brief respite, I thought it was.
Yeah, I'm not British. While the Guardian race to aid of their fallen friend, Martinex freezes the deadly gash.
May I be of any assistance, Martinex?
Yes, go get Yadu. We're getting out of here.
Ensuring that no more air will trigger the accelerated aging of Vance's astro skin. Yandu is a mystic weapon master from Earth's only extraterrestrial colony Centauri 4. He controls the Yaka arrow, a shaft which turns in mid-flight in response to his high-pitched whistle. He does not notice the Stark warrior coming up from behind him until it's too late.
Brock!
It is a blow that would have killed a human being. As it is, it sends the azure-skinned Guardian hurling some 50 feet through the air and right through the roof of one of the native Kugra's dome-shaped domiciles.
Oh my gosh, there's so much narration.
Yes, where he lands more dead than alive. This is the home of Artur, a gentle family man by nature. A man who mere days ago saw his litter brother callously murdered by a different group of alien visitors. Artur swore that someday he would avenge his brother's death, and now Zahn, in all his wisdom, has given him the opportunity. He gingerly approaches Yandu's prone form, much to the protestations of his mate. Silently, cautiously, he unsheaths the alien's dagger from his scabbard, intent on the vengeance his brother's soul screams for. Elsewhere in space, he is called Firelord, last survivor of the planet Xander, formerly Herald of Galactus.
I'm Fire Lord Zuko. In the years since the mysterious disappearance of the Silver Surfer, the Fire Lord has assumed the mantle of the protector of the universe. It is a station he has taken well to growing and maturing with his responsibility. He has abandoned the impetuous of his youth and has becoming a voice for reasons, a scourge of evil throughout the known universe. He seeks now to confine a new form of evil, now aborting a evil call to start, and that's actually your thing.
Yeah, it is, but that's okay.
Go ahead.
all right. But who are the Stark, you ask? I am Uatu, born of a race of watchers whose sole purpose is to observe, but not participate in the evolution of the universe's myriad life forms. Go down.
What's the point of the watches?
In order to understand just who the Starks are, we must first understand whence they came, and to do that, we must peel back the veil of time to the dawning years of your 21st century. The Watchers are a plot tool that allows
Mhm.
Marvel to change things, add things, and basically, give information that the characters in the story would otherwise not have.
Right.
That's what purpose they serve as far as in a literary form. Beyond that, they're
Mm.
just kind of useless. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the info dump. They're the exposition.
Infowars.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I gotta
Infowars.
edit Alec Jones' voice to one of these characters when we get to them.
all right. Now this is actually kind of interesting, but this is segmented, a good point for us to jump in here and have a conversation a little bit and see what the chat is saying. Now, so far we have this is issue 2, it's not issue 1, but this is giving us an explanation of who the Guardians are. That's telling us all about them. And we're seeing them having to fight with these Starks and these poor innocent aliens planet and their destruction of their homes. But so far, what do you think, Booster?
I wouldn't read this, to be honest. I don't see myself picking this up if I had the opportunity to.
How about you, Janelli?
Like I mentioned, the art, the character aesthetics and design is very underwhelming. That I would have been giving a pass because it didn't look as interesting.
Well,
And
when
it's dealing. Yeah, go ahead.
no, when I was younger and this came out, I actually bought them. I'm sure I've read this before, but I didn't get many after that because I just wasn't interested in the Guardians of the Galaxy at all. I didn't care for the art so much. I didn't appreciate the writing. But telling you here, reading this, 30 years later, um, I actually liked it. I mean, the art is here or there, but it is the art of the time. And if you look at the line detail, it's actually pretty good. But I actually love the writing here from Valentino. I think it's wonderful, but I think I just needed to be older to appreciate it. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a bit much for me. I can't stand too much narration. I prefer events being told through images and dialogue from characters rather than heavy narration.
True, I get that, and I know that's appreciated by most, and usually me too. But I just love the literary form and the threading of things that he's doing here. It is well written, actually. It's really well written. And the use of language is very, very precise, and I appreciate it a lot. The problem is there's a lot of words in here that I think most people have no idea what it is because it's not common parlance, right? Like we just had the word aborting, aborting, for instance. What does that mean?
A rising kind of.
No, no,
No.
Booster.
I'm gonna Google that real quick.
No, you don't have to Google it.
Oh.
Aborting means the prefix is used to move toward something. Born is born. Ing is in process. So what it means is something that is becoming alive or being born. So the Starks are a new culture that are coming onto the scene, is what he's trying to say. And that's perfect. It's a perfectly chosen word. But the problem is most people would have to go over and jump over to Google because it's not a common parlance word. It's just not the standard colloquial that we use. And there's a lot of that in here. But
Yeah, but you can kind of get it from the context.
You can. That is true. That is true. Most of the time. Most of the time, that is true. But I just love other little references, like how they named the characters, where they got the names from, how they did. This is a well-researched book. It's unfortunate that it's not very appealing, I think, is one of the problems.
Which goes back to what I said. It's not aesthetically pleasing. The line. I'm not criticizing the line work. I'm not criticizing the art. I'm criticizing the design choices.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Let's come over here and see what the chat has to say. I Jordan says, follow Booster on Grinder and have a white ass time. Thanks, I Jordan. Uh, Draken. White people have no culture. Europeans just sat around doing sleeping and eating manna from the heavens, reproducing magically, and then they come across other people and stole all their stuff. hmm hmm
Yeah, sounds
P.S.
about right.
That sounds about right. P.S. Smelter says that was the way of the Vikings. Draken has secret knowledge. John Dillage says. Draken continues here. He says the Starship Captain America, Starship Lieutenant Canada, Starship Ensign England. There you go. I love how England is on the bottom of the heap there. John Dillage says, looks like Booster drew this comic.
Oh, so you said the art is excellent. Thank you.
Well, actually, the line work is actually pretty good. Oh goodness. P.S. Melter says, "I'm going to call my spaceship the USS Mags Visaggio. You go for it, dude." I Jordan says, "Which one was the alien? They're all aliens, actually. There is nobody from Earth, actually, except for Vance Astro. He's probably from Earth."
Why is this ship the Captain America?
Well, there's a lot of hokiness to this and silliness to it. There is. And of course, they're searching for the shield of Captain America as well.
Well, it doesn't explain why their ship is called Captain America. Booster, the reason why it's called Captain America is because this is in the 31st century and the world of Earth and the colony has been destroyed. These are the survivors of said colony. And one of the ships is named after one of Earth's mightiest hero, Captain America.
There you go. P.S. Melter says, because a ship is referred to as a she, it would be more fitting than her, actually. Yeah, no, we always name things that are precious or important and ships are of great value. We always give them a feminine titling and, we use
that
it
sounds sexist somehow.
Okay, fine.
Well, you always want to board a she instead of ask permission.
Corporal Croatia is going to be putting a hurting on some people, huh? I agree. Let's see here. I'm going to call mine the SS White Prize. Okay, goodness.
Oh boy.
Jim is
go back, man eater. Go back.
Yes. Sergeant Somalia is a fearsome foe. The SS Kwanzaa AF. Yeah, there you go. It's a stuff that has some good funny things. And Nick says, I wouldn't read this, Booster. Dave says, it wasn't my cup of tea when the dude's suit got
put
ripped.
That on the cover.
Was interesting. Yeah, no, actually, I did like that scene where his his metal suit got cut and he started aging rapidly. It's very cool. Nick W says, I'm with Chester. I dig Valentino. Yeah, no, I think I like it. P.S. Mel, this Guardians is full acid trip in a way. Killed Raven timeline. Did someone say Raven? Hail Raven. Okay, Joshua. Hello.
Are we going to skip a few pages? What are we doing?
Well,
let's keep going.
I don't think we should
Christmas.
skip this. We definitely shouldn't skip. What's the problem? Oh, that's right, because you're handling it. No, we should skip this because this is important to the story. So let me just sort of jump right back in here to narration. Where in this future timeline, your world was unexpectedly and savagely attacked by your nearest planetary neighbor, Mars. Though Earth's many super beings fought valiantly, it was the end of their era, and they fought in vain. One such hero was the Avenger Iron Man. Without the ability to safeguard on Earth his most precious inventions, his suits of armor, and the circuitry they contained, and not wishing them to fall into the hands of the Martians should he fail, as he eventually did. Come down a little bit. He used the technological resources at his disposal to launch them into space. You got to come back up. Okay. The capsule's trajectory used the gravity of Earth's star, Sol, to slingshot it into deep space, where it would drift forever, never to be seen again by man or any other sentient. Or so he assumed. But in his haste, Tony Stark erred in his calculations.
Oh, right. Jim Valentino, co-founder of Image Comics. That's bugging me. Now I just remember.
There you go. Yeah. And over the course of time, it found its way not only to another star, but to a small inhabited world. The world had no name, for the race that it had birthed was only then on the brink of civilization. You got to come down. There we go. But the natives were intelligent creatures, and over the course of years, they overcame their fear of the metallic object from the stars and emptied it of its enigmatic contents. After several hundred years of examining and studying the strange suits of armor and the computers which propelled the capsule through space, they began to understand. And in their understanding, they built for themselves a technological ally, advanced society, technologically advanced society. They came to worship their techno god, even to the point of having their world and their whole race, naming their whole race and world after him. And in the image of their god, they began to fashion suits of armor for themselves. Massive factories soon covered the land. Oh, you're jumping on me here.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, no. Massive factories soon cover the landscape like cancerous tumors, spewing their fetid poison into the once fragrant air. Within oh, excuse me, and still their factories now fully automated. Oh, I did. You were right. Um,
Yeah.
within
Let's
three.
start.
Yeah, okay. Within 3 generations, they had polluted their environment to such a degree that the very air was now toxic to them. They built temperature controlled domes around their cities to protect themselves from the ultraviolet rays which now permeated their uh, rays that approached their once fertile soil, making it unable to sustain life. They traveled from one city to another in pneumatic tubes as their world grew increasingly more deadly to them. Okay, and still their factories, now fully automated, smelted the precious ores of their planet until every man, woman, and child among them wore the armored garb of their gods. It was privileged to know Anthony Stark during his all too brief lifespan, and I am certain of this, my friend. He would have wept at the damage he unwittingly caused on this world.
Good job, Stark. Always making a new enemy for the world.
Wow, this is a lot of reading. Basically, I'm not going to read through this whole thing. I want to go over where we get
Okay.
back to the Guardians. But basically, he's just talking about how their culture grows. They gain more and more. You could take this down for a real quick moment and jump to another page. I know what happens. So just go back to where they are. Uh, and anyway, so they sit here and they grow technologically, but they've destroyed their planet. So they need to go somewhere else to get it. And of course, they become these conquering type that go to planets, invade it, take all the resources, and enslave the population. So they're very evil. And this is what has brought them to Kurger. Is they want to enslave the population and take all its resources. That's why they're here. The Guardians are here by coincidence, of course, and that's pretty much all that it covers through there is just explaining why they have become what they are. And they're also another point that is made is they are a matriarchal society, which we'll see plays a big part in the story as we go forward. And yes, pray for Mag Susagio. Yeah, certainly. It's a very, very sad thing. All right, have you found us to a later page where we're actually involved in fighting again?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and put it up.
Share. Sharing is caring. All right. So, there you go.
Okay. The rage. Now, what has happened here is this Taserface was brought before their ruler that is with them, the female leader that is with them. Also, during the interim, Starhawk has turned into whatever her name is, because there's two people in one body, and he's let her out because Charlie 27 has realized that they worship females and females have power, so we can let him be a female because therefore it'll give them an advantage. Of course, Charlie seems to be the one who always comes up with the good strategies. Anyway, so Taserface has been insulted and his name has been taken away, and says if he wants to have his name back, he needs to go and end this. So he's running out of the tent where his boss has told him that, and the rage of his disgrace swells within him, building to crescendo. Outside the battle for planet Kurga still rages in some skirmishing. The Guardians are successful. Vance
Thanks for
Ashton.
watching my back beautiful.
Oh my god, what a like friend thought, we talker. I'm just glad you're still with us.
Yeah, well, my right arm is paralyzed, but if I didn't turn into a pile of 1,000-year-old dust like Marty thought I would.
I guess
Spoilers for Infinity War.
I guess he can't be right about everything.
Zap!
He does not notice the bodies he must step over or on. He cannot hear their muffled moans. And as Martinex falls to a double dose of repulsor rays, Yandu is about to have his throat slashed by his own knife. Arthur knows that this is the right thing to do. He knows that it is the only way for him to find salvation for his brother's soul. But Zan help him. He cannot stop shaking or weeping for all their souls. Taserface can only see the poetry of her movements in battle. He can only smell the perfume of her sweat. He only knows that he will have her. Now hold on a second. They revere women to the point that they'll actually go soft on them in battle, even though they're enemy. But now all of a sudden he will have her, huh? That doesn't
only to prove, yeah, inconsistency. I want my name back. I want to be known as Taserface.
It is funny where they got it from, though. Yeah, they twisted it completely, but it's funny. He moves with surprising stealth. She does not hear him over the sound of her own wrist lasers, and those of her fellows who might have noticed him fail to see. Each is too involved in his own private war until it is too late.
Surrender immediately, aliens!
Oh, like, let me go, you son of a...
Or your leader life is forfeited.
Thank you, Denelli. The Guardians pause at the gravel-voiced command. Each experienced a moment forever frozen in time, with their teammate's name on their lips, their hearts clumped in their voiceless throats.
Nani?
Oh boy. But before any of them can act, Alita is surrounded.
Oh no!
Await the general command.
I've got to make the change. Whatever tactical advantage I may have had is obviously gone now. Oh, give me just a few seconds to concentrate.
Fire!
No! Just a few nanoseconds more! I can't stop the change, No!
Her screams like a knife cuts through the sky, as a dozen lasers from as many directions converge on her as one. And there, for just a second, it appears as though a new star has ignited in the sky over the planet Korg, and those brave enough or foolish enough to gaze into the heart of that new sun would swear they saw two figures being consumed in its fury, and they wouldn't be far wrong. To be continued.
What happened next issue?
I'm not gonna know because I don't think.
Find out.
What a crazy book, right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man. Let me readjust this a little bit here. All right, so we can. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's just craziness, man. And but I don't know, dude. I like it. What do you think, Denali? What's your overall thinking on this book? And you guys over in the chat, let us know what you think as well.
Wow, so much heavy-handedness on this book.
Very much so, yeah.
Um, we keep saying Proto SJW, but that was Proto SJW right there.
Was it?
Oh,
Why do you
You,
feel
you
so?
think so?
first, well, part of it is talking about the environmental. It's an allegory about about us, if that's our future, if we allow us to consume the environment, natural resources, which is a concern. But then you have this gender swapping people, which are two beings into one,
Uh-huh.
that can switch genders. You have um, this dog about following religions and trying to sacrifice, for whatever reason, a Yandru to save the soul of his brother.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I mean, I kind of enjoy it, but at the same time, it was a little bit too heavy handedness. And like I said, my main criticism has been the character design, that I really don't find it interesting enough to warrant continue reading this series.
That's true.
Mm.
None of the character designs are any good. That's true. Yeah. Booster.
You know me, mate. If there's too much narration, I get bored and I check out.
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. I like pretty pictures. I'm a simpleton.
So
But for
Booster's.
me,
I don't like read so much. Pictures good.
but no, I like a comic where the story is carried by the character's dialogue and through its imagery, not by I'd go read a bloody book, but I don't read so good.
There you go.
Tell me
Um.
about the rabbits.
Yeah, oh
Tell me about the
Jesus.
rabbits.
Now I don't think this. I wouldn't call this progressive. It's certainly liberal, but that's okay. Most art is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's you're absolutely right. The characters don't interest me at all. There's nothing about their design that catches my attention. I'm not. They're just not well designed. The story is not very interesting. It's hokey. Okay, Stark died. His armor went up and landed on a planet, and they all call themselves Stark.
I
As
do,
if.
I do like that. I do love that these people made an entire race based on Tony Stark. That was interesting as hell.
Yeah, but it's
And
not.
like
It's kind of
worshipped
nonsense,
him.
right?
It's
But
silly as hell. I thought it was fun.
but it doesn't connect to the characters, so it's kind of meaningless. It's just filler information. If it had a connection to the characters and say, oh, who's the leader? Let's say Marty is actually a descendant from Tony Stark, then I could see, oh no, my ancestors' technologies caused this warlike civilization to occur. Then it becomes a little bit more interesting. But there's no connections between Tony Stark's and the current characters, so it's
No,
kind of meaningless in
that's
that
true.
regard.
Yeah. Now I do see over here in the chat that John Dillard has decided to become, very religious all of a sudden. And Dave says it actually is pretty bitchin'. Yeah, I like the narration actually. Um, I don't know. John is really praying for Max Visaggio. Good on you, man. They a lot of talk about Max Visaggio. I don't know why. Did I mention Max? Did I do something wrong? Uh, they continued just quite a while. It's coming in here. I like two people that dropped from the clergy. Both were suffering from addiction to porn. Oh goodness gracious. That continues. It continues. No one has an opinion on this book that we're talking about.
You brought them all to tears with your narration, Chester. They all dipped out. What am I telling you about the narration? I'm onto something.
It's that part where they say it's better to show than tell. And this was too much telling.
There was a lot of telling in this book, let me tell you.
There was. But hey, this was chosen by DeWolf, who is not here, by the way. And
of course,
this is his thing. I did my best to read through it as smoothly as I possibly could, but there is an absolute stacked wall of narration in that book. And trust me, we cut out a big chunk in the middle, and it's a lot more narration. It is incredibly heavy-handed in narration. Now, I like the flow of it simply from a language point of view, but for a comic book, probably not the best way to go. Which kind of brings us to the overall question about Guardians of the Galaxy themselves, because understand this team is the team we had for a long time. Now later they did some updates. They added some people. They took people out. The team you see in the movies is completely different. There's nobody
Yeah.
here of them, and the new
Except
team.
Yondu, but he's not even in the team.
No, he's not, and they just took and twisted him in an interesting way, which I think they did better because you notice in here they talk about Yandu whistling and controlling the arrow of Yarda.
Yeah.
They said, but and I'd totally forgotten that he did that because I just remember him as an archer. So I think what the Marvel did in the movie was much better, actually. But of course, we're talking about comic books. We're not talking about the movies per se. And I don't know. Have you guys read any of the more modern Guardians of the Galaxy, which are basically covering the movie people?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I tried, but they're just not that interesting. I've never cared
Yeah.
for Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was really surprised when they chose it. But hey, if they didn't do a good job with it,
Yeah, absolutely. If James Gunn did anything right, it was that. As Pierce Schmelter says in the comments.
yep. And they're also talking about Tales from Beyond the Gate and speculating, which is interesting. Knock wood. But hopefully that will do really well. It's going to be a very interesting book with a lot of talent on it. But it has nothing at all to do, John, with Guardians of the Galaxy and their weird.
Get that out of here.
Now, out of all these characters like Martin X, Charlie 27, Starhawk, etc., there's like 7 of them. Was any of them interesting to you guys at all?
I just like doing silly voices for them.
I know, and you did the thing for Charlie 27. I noticed.
That's what he looked like to me.
Yeah, kind of what he is, I think.
There was really no personality in this issue enough to say whether I like him or not.
Yeah, no, I didn't like him either. And I do remember when it came out, I did buy several of them and read them, but I just dropped it because I had it was actually on my pull list for a little while, but I just nope. And I do think the current team is a lot better, a lot more interesting. But that brings us to our final question, of course, what we do with every comic that we read here. Is it overrated or underrated? And of course, we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy itself, I suppose. Although for me, there's a huge distinction between the original Guardians and what is happening now. I almost want to separate them.
Sometimes I wonder if we should retire that phrase, underrated or overrated, because some of them just don't fit that to me.
Yeah,
because
they don't really apply.
Yeah, I don't feel it applies to the comic we just read, because I don't think it's under any kind of rated, right? But I'm not going to call it underrated because I didn't care for it myself.
I see. All right, so in general, it seems like we didn't like that comic very much. I liked the writing, but it's not really good for a comic. I don't think it's a good comic. I would not recommend it. Unless you really like that heavy narration, enjoy the writing of Valentino, who's a pretty good writer.
I thought Quasar was supposed to make an appearance. That bloody character Todd keeps going on about.
I think he does eventually. I'm pretty sure. But then again, Quasar comes out of Marvel Boy, right?
I know nothing about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Comes out of Marvel Boy and Marvel. So.
And John is apologizing for being a fake geek girl. Okay, John.
Are you sure it's in Mrs. John Diller?
It could be. She could be over here trying to ruin his reputation. I would find that very funny.
I'm pretty sure it is. Keep going at it, girl. Ruin his reputation.
But anyway, I guess we'd say I think for me, the original Guardians of the Galaxy is a no-go, in my opinion.
Right.
The current Guardians of the Galaxy is a no-go, in my opinion, in the comic books. I just don't enjoy them at all. I love the movies, but that's about as far as it goes, I guess.
Well, it continues on. It's like it depends on the writer and the creative team behind it, because you can get a wacky idea like Guardian of the Galaxy, and you put it with the wrong creative force, or the person doesn't really understand it, and you don't get a really good piece of work. But you get somebody who gets the quirkiness, like James Gunn, and you get something good like the movies. So it really depends on the creative team.
It does. So I guess it kind of brings us to the next question, which is one: why did DeWolf pick this? And why isn't he here?
Us. He just wants to bully us, I feel.
I feel he's just a big bully. Yeah, there you go. It's been
Absolutely.
Mr. DeWolf is a bully. Write it down.
Confirmed.
But of course, Dave has the best question, actually. And Dave says, "Do you have the next comic pick yet?" No, we don't. And you know what? We always sit here.
Batman White Knight.
We didn't pick that. There's been no agreement on that.
I was going to say something DC.
Well-
I would vote something Superman related. I'd love to talk about Superman.
Well, let's take a second here. Of course, in the end, we're the ones
Okay.
that have to read it, so we can choose, of course,
Yeah.
ourselves,
Yeah.
as we always do.
Absolutely.
But since we have the chat here, why don't you guys put up here and suggest what should we read next? Now, remember, we'll read a single book, and we will then talk about the overarching, world of that book. So let's see what your ideas are. To see people in the okay, go ahead. But yeah, let's see what you guys think. Put in your suggestions for our next Bugbear's Basement comic. Let's see what the chat has to say.
If I may put forward a suggestion, I would personally suggest For the Man Who Has Everything.
Oh, you talk
by Alan
about
Moore.
that is a good one, the Superman one. Yeah, that is an interesting book actually. Yeah, and then we could talk about Superman, which is that's a big conversation. Janelle suggests White Knight, which I'm actually going to be getting a trade on that.
Yeah,
I got my trade.
Yeah,
awesome
today.
Well, Black Label.
No, Brad is actually he runs a comic book store, and he's going to be sending me some board game stuff, and I'm going to throw in the White Knight in there as well because I want to give it a read because everyone talks so highly of it.
All right. John Diller just says Sabretooth. Pierce Melter says the Quran.
The Quran? Where do you see that? Read the book. The
I think it's overrated.
It's extremely overrated. You want to get into a historical conversation with me, we can talk about the Quran. Sabretooth number 4, 1993. He's putting forward a legitimate suggestion.
Okay.
First issue Playboy.
If we could find one that isn't all crusted up.
Okay, I'm starting to see why we handle the decisions around here. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing good comes from the chat, so there you go.
It seems so, dude. Goodness gracious. No other suggestions, really, guys? Come on.
I think part of it they look forward to it. Since we're going to be watching Superman this Saturday at 8 p.m. on Buddy Vision Super movie night, then maybe next Tuesday we should continue with the Superman theme and read a Superman comic.
Yeah, no. Dave says Superman, 70s, Tarzan from the DC, Savage Sword of Conan. Ooh, Conan. We're going to have to do Conan one of these days. Particularly, I want to do the Dark Horse run. Tarzan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 1.
That's actually a cool idea.
That's not bad. I do like Denelli's idea of following Superman, though. Spider-Man 300. Merry Christmas, Todd.
Oh, we've already done a Daredevil comic Eagle.
Well, how about how we did like last time, where we did West Coast Avenger issue 1 and the West Coast Division issue 1 of 2018. We do roughly the same thing with the first issue of Superman with the first issue of Bendis run.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Dude, do you want to make Booster that angry? Poor guy. He'll have to drink a lot of alcohol to do that.
Dude, I was so excited for that because the first issue of that bloody series was pretty good. The first few issues, and then it went poo poo caca.
Which continues my point.
Because the Flash literally says that fudging phrase in that book. Flash just randomly says, "Looks like poo poo caca." I was like, "What are you doing, Bendis? Who gives you this much power?"
Goodness gracious. John Dillard seems to think that Todd is overrated.
Right.
JP4 says, Merry Christmas, all. Merry Christmas to you, JP4. Nice
well,
to see you.
How about... well, then, let me see. What would be a good Superman issue, then?
For the man who has everything. I think that's a really good choice, actually. And I don't feel like reading any Bendis, dude.
One of my all-time favorites.
Then let's read that one.
Okay.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
Superman, for the man who has everything. Now, is that in run or was that an annual?
I have no idea. For me,
believe
it
that was
was
an
within
annual.
my. For me, it was in my collection of whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah.
it's funny because I preferred that standalone story than the actual collection of For the Man Who Is It.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but-
believe
The Man of Tomorrow.
it's a annual to
Yeah,
be
I thought so.
exact.
One of my absolute favorite stories. Love it.
No,
By
it
the
is a
creative
great
force.
book. Yeah.
By the creative force who brought you Watchmen.
Yep. Okay, so we'll do For the Man Who Has Everything with Superman comic. We'll read that. You guys go check it out. You come over here and join us with it. It is a really good book, though, which is a bit of a spoiler because we're already saying it's good. Because I've read that
Whoops.
comic a few times. It is a great book. Unlike today, thank you very much, DeWolf. Goodness gracious, he's just a hater, man. Let's do Guy Gardner. Get off my channel, John. What is wrong with you? Get out of here, Guy
you're being
Gardner.
Guy Gardner is the best Green
I
Lantern.
hate Guy Gardner.
He is the best Green Lantern. You can't change my
You can
mind.
get out of here too, both of you. Flaming carrot. All right. Anyway, guys, we're gonna do For the Man Who Has Everything next time with Superman. Now, of course, keep in mind that tomorrow, of course, is going to be the Pro Edition Drawn a Quarter on Blacklist Universe, and then, of course, on Thursday we will have the Fan Edition and have a lot of fun as we always do. We have our shows as we do. We have Fan Speak this week coming up, of course, and we on Bunny Vision Movie Night. We are watching the Donner Superman, the original. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to it. And you got anything else to add, Booster, before we get out of here?
Nope, I'm good.
Excellent. Chester is biased. Yes, I am. I am very biased amongst many wonderful things. And
Merry Christmas from the future. I hope America had an okay one.
yeah, well, ours is done, huh? But yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. Of course, we will be around for those kind of things anyway. But John says he's got kids to feed. Well, enjoy that. Is this the bias stream? It's always biased when I'm around, dude.
Of course.
And you guys love my biasness because it is the same as yours. Good choice, Chester. Snore. Thanks a lot. John is really spicy today.
Get out of here, John.
Yeah. But anyway,
John Dillard gaming the
He's
system.
spicy.
He is spicy. Merry Christmas. And thank you all guys all for coming. Denali, why don't you take us out, please?
Well, as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Later, guys.
Aloha.